Gail, I think everyone should have a Gail in their life when they're dealing with Alzheimer's because you were such a help to us with your RN experience and just your 32 years of nursing in the psychiatric field. It was just a tremendous help for me. I would call you my support group. And I wanted to ask you how we can make it easier for people because I detected a huge stigma with the disease. How do we get rid of this stigma?
I think a big part of it is going to be people who are dealing with it taking the risk to be a little more open about what they're going through and maybe not feeling that they need to hide it. You know, I think stigma is kind of a two-way street. You know, people who are trying to keep something from coming out or trying to hide it, that kind of perpetuates it. And then, of course, other people feel uncomfortable with it because they don't understand it. So it kind of, you know, both things feed each other. So I think if people can sort of take that risk to let their friends and neighbors in their community know more about what's going on with them, that it'll make it easier for the stigma to go away.
Well, I think it's likened to back in the early 70s, late 60s, you couldn't mention the word cancer. Mm-hmm. And now, breast cancer, for example, it was a death sentence back then. But now, if you get it early, 99% cure rate because we've gotten out there, we've worn our pink ribbons, and we've marched, and I think we can do the same with Alzheimer's.
Yeah, I think it's true. I think it's hard at first when people are trying to bring these things up and they might feel sort of embarrassed and sometimes other people don't know how to respond. But, you know, if you care about somebody, anything you do is a show of concern, even if it's bringing the coffee and the donut over to somebody
a card
or sending
a telephone
a card.
call.
Because, you know, I think a lot of times people are fearful that they're going to say the wrong thing or they won't know what to say. But really any show of concern is a help.
And that's why Glenn was such an inspiration for me, and I knew how we were going to handle this disease. The day he was diagnosed, he said, okay, we're going to live a quality of life as long as we can. You're going to take notes about what's going on. We are going to read everything that we can on this, and we are going to help people get over the disease. That was his proactive kind of message to me. And so it was easy for me to I'd always been with him, with our business, with everything. So it was just follow what he wanted done. And that's why even when he died, his brain going to the Harvard Brain Trust so that it could have researchers from all over the world see if they could find an answer to this disease. That was just doing what he wanted done, and he led the way.
Well, and I imagine it's been sort of uplifting and helpful in a way to you to feel that there might be some good that could come out of what your experience was and his experience.
Well, Glenn always said, dead is dead. So when I'm dead, do what you have to do. You know, and really that's true. Dead is dead. So it was easy to follow his directive. But maybe other people, and Glenn was a very private person, very, very private. But he also was a teacher. Mm-hmm. He loved to teach. And so that was it.